didn't turn out the way I had originally planned. Now let's be honest with ourselves. Do things really turn out 100% the way that we planned them? Hi, by the way, this is future me. This is 2 days after the convention. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I am 0 Point Sanity. I also go by the name Clover, but I wanted to give you guys a quick backstory for those of you who are new. I have been going on this mental health journey for quite some time now. All this has been part of my treatment. Cosplay has always been a big part of my life ever since I was really young. My very first cosplay, I was in first grade. My mom helped me make it. I cosplayed as Snoopy, and ever since then I fell in love with making costumes, dressing up like different characters, and throughout my years that's what I've done. I would make 1 to 3 costumes a year. My favorite type of cosplay was making mascot suits. Those were my favorite. I've cosplayed many characters, a lot of video game and anime characters, but my favorite were always the mascots. I've made classic Sonic, modern Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, Rainbow Dash, Lucario. My last one that I made was Garurumon. I loved that. That was always my favorite type of cosplay to do, and something that I always look forward to. Any kind of reason or excuse I can find, whether it was a convention or an event, just a reason for me to make a costume, dress up, and just make people happy. That was my thing. I loved to do that, and that was something I did for many years. Unfortunately, because of my mental health, it's something that I haven't been able to do for a few years as well. Apparently we had to be there to sign up for like the costume contest, like in person, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me to get ready. As you can see, I'm just covered in makeup. I never put makeup on, so like I had no idea how long this was going to take me. By the way, this is latex. So yeah, we didn't want to risk it because there's only 30 spots. We went early this morning, so it kind of dug into my schedule, but we're on our way now. Is that good?
I thought so. What's up?
Huh?
What's up?
Oh no, I didn't know what you were doing.
What you want to say to your people?
I am very nervous, honestly. So we just got here, and the reaction that I got on the elevator was not what I was expecting. Like honestly, like I thought I was gonna scare a kid, not a full-grown adult.
He's quite grotesque.
Like I was looking for gross, but I guess I overdid it. I don't know.
Yep. Looks good though.
So my mental health took a bad turn in 2017. My symptoms just got to a point where I couldn't handle it. It was really, really bad. And I started treatment for the first time. And unfortunately, 2021, after years of being on different medications and having little to no success, I was then deemed treatment resistant. Since then, I've been on non-medication treatment with a therapist, and I've been in therapy for almost 2 years now. And I know I still got a long way to go. It's helped a little bit, but I still have a long way to go. Okay, so note to my future self, if I ever do a costume, try to make it accessible for eating. Like this is so hard. Like I said, this is latex. So like moving my mouth is not easy. And I didn't think about this until I was put in this situation. They ran out of buns. Bows. My apologies. They ran out of bows. So I'm eating a Danish. Well, at least I'm struggling to eat a Danish. Show them what you got. You got a little pizza. So.
And lucky they didn't run out.
Yeah, lucky they didn't run out. So for anyone who's new to the cosplay thing and conventions and whatnot, make sure you can eat your food comfortably.
Words to live by for sure.
Yes. So a big thing that I've learned with this mental health journey, it's not just mental health, obviously, your mind, but a lot of people don't know the food that you put in your body actually also impacts your mental health. So since we got there kind of late, took me a while to get my makeup and everything and then drive back all the way over there. By the time we got there, like, we didn't even have time to eat. Like, we went to the food court, but there wasn't really that many options for me. That is, just with my condition, and there's certain foods that I just can and cannot eat. And I was trying to find something that was safe, but unfortunately I did pick something. It was kind of like pick your poison. I can't really have cheese. I have IBS. I mean, I can, but I was like, do I want to risk having a stomach ache? The same with cinnamon. I was like, okay, I can have cinnamon. It kind of scratches my throat. Do I really want to risk having asthma? So I was trying to figure out what it is I can get, and the safest thing I can think of was a raspberry Danish. It wasn't until later on that I realized I messed up. So red 40 is in a lot of red colored foods. I don't know. I'm more than sure, since it was a processed, like, it was packaged, more than likely it had red 40. Red 40 actually makes your anxiety worse. And I felt it. Like, a couple hours later, when I was now sitting in the costume contest room, I can feel my symptoms just intensify. Nervous.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna get this now.
Really?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
I bet it is.
Like, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they told me. They told me that since I was the first one to sign up, I'm technically the opening, so I'm like a tricked right now. But you know what I found out? I didn't have to come so freaking early like I did. I could have waited. But no, I wanted to make sure we got a spot. My ass put myself in front of them. By the way, make sure to follow me on Instagram. So I didn't have that many followers, especially local ones. I only have like a handful of you guys who are local. I was giving away pop figures that day at Anime El Paso, and I did a post, but I know not many people saw it. So I was giving away pop figures. Anyone who came up to me and said, "Who's that Pokemon?" I would have given you a pop figure, like, for free. I had Pikachu and Charizard that I was giving away, so they're still available. Right now they are available in my shop, but I will be giving away the rest of my Pokemon that are still available in August. I will be attending El Paso Anime Fest August the 19th. So if you are in the area, or if you're going to be in the area, make sure to follow me on Instagram and see about the next giveaway. Honestly, I wanted to give away slime too at Anime El Paso, but I ran out of time to make any, so maybe I'll give away slime as well. We'll see, but I know for sure I am going to be giving away some pop figures that day. By the way, nobody's come up to me and asked me who's that Pokemon, so I've been giving away my figures. And you know what? I've been having fun. I've been having fun and making a lot of people happy. That's all I want to do. So.
Well, I'm glad to hear.
So all this actually took some preparation. This was actually something that I was supposed to do last year, and I just couldn't work myself up to do it. So being in therapy, one of the things that has been taught to me is that desensitizing is key to recovery, and the longer we avoid doing something, the harder it is to recover from it. After sharing with my therapist that I used to be a regular cosplayer and this was something I used to do, you know, going to conventions and participating in different events and contests and stuff, that was a goal set for me to be able to do that again. And what me and my husband did to kind of help prep for this moment, we had a local, like a mini event at a mall. It was Anime Fest, and I believe that was May of 22.
How you doing right now, Jelly?
Very nervous. I really don't want to be here. No, I am scared half to death.
Hey, you got this, though. You're stronger than that. I know that.
Well, I guess I'm nervous.
I've seen you at your best. I've seen you at your worst.
Oh, you're recording already?
You good?
I gotta just show you guys right here. This is what's bothering me, okay? On top of the anxiety, I had like, I don't know, can you see it? The big pimple? There's a big freaking dot there on my forehead.
You can beat this, man. Besides,
Anxiety, I felt pains I've never felt before. Oh no, I don't want to get my shorts dirty. The light besides what?
besides, you've been to E3. That was worse.
Yeah, that was considerably worse because there was a lot of people that I wasn't expecting. And it's kind of scary to be up there at the front. It's like IGN and stuff.
But you can do this. I believe in you.
That was the time I actually made this headpiece. Before that, I had a different headpiece, but I hadn't made a costume in a long time, so I wasn't very good at it again, you know. But I wanted to look my best that I could, so I made this new headpiece for myself.
You're looking good.
Feeling good, honestly.
Hey, you're doing great, though.
Really? Because I don't feel good.
Nonsense. Proud of your progress.
Thanks. I know everyone's kind of looking at me like, who the hell are you supposed to be?
Well, also because it's such a good quality piece.
Thanks. By the way, I am not a furry. I'm sorry to break the news to you. Nothing wrong or against furries. A lot of my followers are furries, and I applaud your creativity, but I've never been a furry. I don't know really much about what the fandom is like, you know. The reason why I made this headpiece, I actually hate styling wigs. And I have a big head, so I don't really like wearing wigs either. So I wanted to make something that was comfortable for me, and to kind of make it look like hair, I used fox fur. And the ears and the crown is actually a memory of my puppet. For those who follow me from the very beginning of this new channel, I used to have a puppet named Jellybean who was kind of the host of my channel. I got a lot of hate, a lot of complaints, a lot of death threats, so I had to retire Jellybean. But to hold on to a little bit of his memory, I kept a little bit of his image. And yeah, that's where this headpiece came from. Hi, it's Jellybean here, and I am not really happy right now. I'm in a public place, so I'm scared. You're supposed to be helping me, you're not helping. Now, for those of you who are wondering why my voice was so different, so me and my husband, we're both very creative. He's done animation for years. He's been showing me how to do animation. But something that we both done, for years, is character design. We both created our own set of characters. for personal projects that we've worked on. And with their character development, we created voices for some of these characters. So those voices, we play around with those. That's just me and my husband's way of being silly, and we've used those voices on both mine and his channel. This voice right here that you actually heard was the voice of Jellybean, my puppet that was the host of my channel. So this was actually his voice, and from time to time you'll still hear this voice. This is another voice that I've done on both channels as well. I don't think a lot of people really like this voice, but I don't know, I might use it around from time to time too. I'm still trying to figure out what I can use this voice for. And this is one of my personal favorite voices, and I haven't done it on either channel, but this is a voice that I like to do daily. Actually, this is my silly and annoying voice. This is the voice I like to do when I'm annoying my husband. So this is one of my favorites, and I don't know, maybe we'll use it around from time to time. And this is one of my favorite voices that I use quite commonly. I know it's like a mix between different voices, like you'll hear this voice mixed in with my Jellybean voice, but this is honestly one of my favorites because I get to scream, I get to yell, I just feel so comfortable with this voice, you know? So there you have it. If you hear my voice change from time to time, now you have an explanation why.
So where are we right now?
Well, we're at Anime Fest right now.
Anime Fest, man. A lot of people out there.
Not in this area, but further down, yeah.
Yeah.
Just took a little rest right here.
Yeah, by all means.
Well, we should let guys, because we just got here and I'm really not feeling that good. But this is all part of desensitizing, so yep, gotta do what I gotta do.
You got this, homie. You ain't going alone.
Thanks.
We'll go together.
Thanks. So we went to Anime Fest in May last year, and I believe it was like in November. I can't really remember. I'm sorry. I struggle a lot with my memory, but I do remember they had 2 separate events on the same year. The second time they had Anime Fest, I actually went as Party Poison from My Chemical Romance, and I have a full video about that, so if you guys want to see more about that cosplay, I'll leave a link in the description, or you can click somewhere up here. I don't remember where it goes, but so you can go check out that video.
How you holding up?
I'm honestly feeling a lot better. Like when we first got in here, this entire arm was numb. I mean, I feel soaked head to toe, not gonna lie. I'm like sweating like crazy, but I'm feeling pretty good. Like I feel a little bit more calm now. So doing pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, show us the headpiece.
Show it?
Show us some headpiece.
Oh,
Throw it on.
okay, hold on. I gotta throw it on, I gotta take this off.
Okay.
I cannot breathe in here.
Looking good.
So that's what we were doing to kind of help prep me to go to the next convention, which was actually supposed to be El Paso Comic Con of this year, 2023. And unfortunately, my mental health, I relapsed pretty bad. I had, full-blown depression, and I was more suicidal than ever, and I was going through a lot of panic attacks, and I went through a lot of flashbacks. It was just not the right time for me. Plus, I received more news about my condition that I wasn't expecting. And another big part of treatment is learning more and more about your condition and discovering a lot of new information, and information that's a little bit hard to swallow. It was a little devastating for me. I needed to take some time to just comprehend everything. So I completely missed that deadline. I just couldn't find myself to do it. But then shortly afterwards, I saw them announce Anime El Paso, and I was like, okay, I think I could do that.
Hey, just started DJ at Do Brothers Entertainment. I'm joined right here by Chloe from
0 Point Sanity.
Oh man, getting hyped in for this whole costume contest. Huh?
Nervous, but
I think you're ready, right?
I think so.
You're looking good though. That's fine. Both literally and physically. Yeah, that's really cool though. You're gonna do great.
So, like I mentioned, I was really suicidal in the beginning of the year, and I was trying to find purpose. Honestly, it was really bad. I was just trying anything I could to distract myself, and all of a sudden, my social media was like blowing up. I had no idea what was going on. I was getting comments after comments and new subscribers because of a video I posted. I think it was last year. I don't even remember. It was last year. I remember now. This mask is the reason why I made that video. But that's for another story. But long story short, Amazon owed me money. I was supposed to have this mask for Anime Fest, the very first one that I showed up to. And I did not get this mask on time. Amazon gave me money to, not just my money back, but they gave me some makeup money for, making me wait. I used it to buy a pop figure, and I made a custom glitter shiny Charizard pop figure. I made a video, didn't think anything of it, posted it, and moved on. That was last year. And all of a sudden, boom, I was getting all this attention for it, and I was like, what is going on? I didn't know what was going on. So I kind of found a little bit of purpose with that. I started making more of those pop figures, and that's kind of been my thing recently. Yeah, I think he's not finished yet, but he's going through like a little rebellious stage. Like, I don't know why his hair keeps turning pink.
Yeah.
I guess he gets it from me. So the costume contest starts, right? And they started off with the kids, thank God. I was panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, what do? I hope they explain like where to. I was like, of course they're gonna explain, Like I said, it's like I have a million different voices going on inside my head. I had all these different things in my head, and I was like, of course they're gonna show me where to go. I was scared being the first one, and I was like, I hope I don't fudge it up, but thank God the kids went up first, so I got to see how they got on stage, and I got to get an idea what it was like. They took a quick break, as that way they can judge the kids, that way they didn't have to stay all night for the costume contest to end. So the panic started kicking in. They said that the adult category was going to be next, and I went into full-blown panic attack. I went from my seat to the corner of the room, and I was just trying to do the breathing exercises to calm down. Like, it was bad. I had a really bad panic attack, and part of me really wanted to run out of there. Like, honestly, like, I couldn't cry. Crying has been a challenge for me. Like, I can cry a little bit, but like, it's very painful. But yeah, I really wanted to run out of there. Like, it was that bad. And when they called me on stage, everyone started cheering, Dobby, Dobby. And I'm walking up, to go on stage, and I lose my hearing. When I said that my condition affects my body physically, it really does. So I could not hear on the right side of my ear. And it was at that point I was like, okay, I cannot hide the fact that I am not mentally well. So when they asked me why I picked Dobby,
what made you choose Dobby, and how did you make your costume?
I started feeling a little bit like my old self. I was like, you know what? I have not watched an anime in a long time. Let's watch one. And My Hero Academia was one of those that me and my husband started to watch when it first came out, and my mental health was just not that good at that time. I was passing out a lot, and I remember it was just one of those I could not stay awake for. It was interesting, but there was a lot going on. I couldn't find myself to stay focused on watching it. And I told my husband, hey, let's try watching it again. That was an anime that I was really interested in, but just never had the chance to fully enjoy it. And so we started watching it from the very beginning, and I got hooked. I was completely hooked on it. And that's all we were doing. I was just glued to the TV, watching each episode and working on my pop figures at the same time. We got to, I don't remember, it was season 3 or 4 when we started seeing a little bit more about the Todoroki family, and I had full-blown flashbacks. So a little bit of spoilers if you haven't watched My Hero Academia. It's a good anime, you should watch it. So let me further explain why I picked Dobby.
I've been struggling with my mental health for a lot of years. I have not been able to step out in public or to come to a convention in 7 years. I used to do this very commonly, actually. I was known for making these big giant mascots. And recently, me and my husband started watching My Hero Academia.
I went pretty much insane. A couple of those episodes just completely triggered me, and I got a lot of my memories back. So before getting to season 6, I got to a point, and this was in February, I snapped. I went through what they call the villain era.
I went through what they call villains era. And I did something very similar to what Dobby did in season 6.
And I went on my social media. I went on Instagram, and I said a lot of things about my dad. Endeavor and my dad had a lot in common. That's all I could say. And I went to my social media and just let it out. And my family was not happy with that. That honestly drew a huge wedge in our relationship. And it was hard. So as we're watching, the more episodes, we get to season 6, and we get to the discovery that Dobby is actually Endeavor's missing son that he thought was dead. My husband and I just could not stop laughing because we were like, oh my gosh, you did the exact same thing. And even down to the whole dyeing his hair. I dyed my hair out of rebellion because of everything that was happening. I dyed my hair for 15 years. It wasn't until I got married that I started growing out my normal hair, and this was back in 2019. We just couldn't stop laughing because we were like, that is the exact same thing you did.
So since then, my husband, who's over there, has been making fun of me. So this is why I chose Dobby.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I went with Dobby. You know, my husband's been making fun of me because of that, because of what happened. Dobby is actually, he's on my top list, but he's not like my number one favorite character. I would have to say my number one favorite is Bakugo. He actually reminds me a lot of my middle school, high school self. I had a lot of anger issues back then, believe it or not. I know I look very timid and stuff. That's because of my condition, but I also have another side to me that my husband knows very well. But Bakugo just reminds me a lot of my old self and a lot of myself today. My husband's the one who mostly sees that part of me, though.
And so my costume, I recycled. Got an old school skirt made on the staples. They're glitter.
They're very shiny, lots of glitter.
So I actually started making custom pop figures.
That is pretty cool. You guys, if you get a chance to take a closer look at this later.
And so art pieces, eBay foam, and this is my first time doing latex. And
Thank you so much. Exit the stage over here. Everyone give it up for Dobby.
By the way, my costume took me 4 hours to get together. My face, like all the burnt parts, you know, all that was actually latex. It was liquid latex, and I used tissue paper, you know, just a regular tissue paper that you use for like presents, you know, for wrapping. I used those two together, and then once it cured, it dried, I put makeup on and setting spray. So it took me 4 hours to put together, and the staples were actually made out of EVA foam clay. And once they completely dried, I put glitter on them. Like I said, the pop figures have been a part of my life right now, so I wanted to give a little representation to, you know, my side project. And I carried around a little Dobby with me that I haven't finished, but he's almost done. And for like the full outfit itself, I mean, the t-shirt I bought, but the jacket and the skirt, I actually, since again I don't leave my house, I couldn't go to a thrift store, but I actually bought a used jacket and skirt off of eBay, and I customized them. So I took apart the skirt. It was actually pleated. I took it apart, did my own little style to it, added the staples to it, and the same with the coat. I took apart some of the stuff that I had on there, and I adjusted it because I am curvy, so I wanted it to fit a little bit more comfortable, so I tailored it.
You did good, by the way. Yeah, I'd say so.
Honestly, I was so scared. Like I was over there, like on the opposite side. I had a full-blown panic attack because since I was the first one in the adult category, I just went full-blown panic attack in the corner. And you know, I was gonna say something very different at first. first, but seeing that I was not in the right mindset, I was like, I better let everyone know that I'm not doing good right now. So it was very scary opening up and getting on stage. You know, I have not been in this room that we're in right now. I have not been in here since I don't even know how many years it's been. It's been about 7 years. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to be here again.
Well, it's great. And I think you did a great job.
Thank you. Try. So actually, I've been struggling with my memory. I have a lot of repressed memories, and I actually got the dates wrong. Being in that costume contest room, I think they called it the Juarez room, for the first time in years, brought back so many memories. Like, I had to take a moment where I went towards the back with my husband to shed a few tears, because I just got flooded with a lot of memories. And I actually got some of the dates mixed up. So it's actually been 7 years since I last made a costume. And it was 2018 the last time I went to a convention. I went to El Paso Comic Con 2018, and my very last convention was E3 of 2018 as well. I just remember after those two experiences, my body just couldn't handle it anymore. My mental health was just at a really bad point. So our goal was to get me to a convention, right? So that was our goal, get to the convention. I wanted to go beyond, you know, the whole go beyond plus ultra, you know. I wanted to further challenge myself, and I was like, okay, let's do the costume contest. Like I said, I haven't been out, and honestly, I haven't really been out in public. Like, I never leave my house, like, never, not even for groceries. Like, any way I can get around doing things, you know, living life without having to leave my house, I have done it. And so this is my first time in a while to be out in public, you know, aside from those 2 times last year of going to the Anime Fest. I don't go out to public places at all. Like, it was very nerve-wracking, but it was fun, you know. I had a lot of fun.
So that went well. You did great. How you feeling?
Felt great. This was definitely an accomplishment. This was part of my goal that I was supposed to achieve last year. Couldn't do it. So we did it this year.
Here we go.
Yeah. I had a little bit of a crying moment earlier.
Yeah.
Got through it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But that was a lot of fun. I'm just, I gotta say, I'm speechless. Like, honestly, I didn't think I would ever be here again, you know?
Yeah.
In front of a agoraphobe, so I don't eat anywhere, you know?
Pretty much.
I don't go out in public, I don't even go grocery shopping. I'm crazy. But, we're gonna
Sure was. Did great, by the way. Just our DJ right here from Two Brothers Entertainment. And we also got
0 Point Sanity.
Clover. Did a great job on that cosplay. Yeah, good job. It was nice to see you out there. You did great.